The Seven Kingdoms need someone strong. A ruler loved by millions with a powerful army and the right family name.
Good luck finding him.
Who said anything about him?
In the Game of Thrones, that's the 2016 Philippine elections, you can say Senator Grace Poe is Her Grace Khaleesi.
Tutulungan ba ninyo ako na isa katuparan ang pangarap ni FPJ?
Heir to the popularity of the King of Philippine movies, she soars in surveys even without much experience in ruling.
Basta para sa akin, salamat sa tiwala, patuloy ang trabaho ko.
Now her enemies are throwing daggers. Vice President Jejo Marbinay's camp and then allies of Secretary Mar Rojas think the adopted foundling is more like the bastard Jon Snow.
Isn't their survival more important than your pride?
Her parents are unknown, and she lived far from home for far too long to run for president or vice president. Can Grace Poe sit on the Iron Throne? To get to the seat of power, there are requirements she must meet. Two are in question: being a natural-born citizen and living in the country for at least 10 years before the elections.
We don't want foreigners to be the one governing us, no? And then the residence requirement, the idea is that so that you will be familiar with the situation here, what are the problems that you will have to address as a politician.
Is she qualified or not? The legal opinions are as conflicting as the stories of how she was found and who her parents are. Like Daenerys Stormborn, who's been away from Westeros for a long time, Her Grace lived in the United States for many years, leading some foes to question her residency. But here's the thing. Poe wrote in her 2013 certificate of candidacy that she was a resident for 6 years and 6 months. By Congressman Toby Tiangco's math, that's only 9 years and 6 months by 2016. Lawyers of the land laughed at the spiky-haired Binay ally for taking residency literally. What's important to them is the intention to return, or what they call animus revertendi, to a permanent home or domicile.
Physical presence in the Philippines, I was here 2005 pa lang. Yung mga anak ko naka-enroll na sa paaralan, ready po ang transcripts dyan, ready din po ang titulo ng aming mga kinuhang lugar para matirhan dito. Pero nilalagay ko po yun sapagkat nung 2006 lang nabenta yung bahay namin sa Amerika, April 2006, which can be proven.
But like the Game of Thrones plot, it's not that simple. Other law deans say acquiring U.S. citizenship and using an American passport as late as 2009 made her lose residency. They start counting her residency only in 2010 when she gave up being an American. More damaging in their view is the U.S. oath of allegiance she supposedly took, renouncing fidelity to the Philippines and promising to bear arms for Uncle Sam.
You announce Philippine citizenship. At a certain point, you're purely a U.S. citizen, not a dual citizen. That's evidence of loss of domicile. To me, this is one of the most interesting and important cases in election law in relation to citizenship. There's no similar case.
Enter Queen Regent Cersei Lannister or Imelda Marcos. The infamous ex-First Lady lived in San Juan, Ilocos, the Malacanang Palace, and was exiled to Hawaii, but the Supreme Court ruled she proved Tacloban was her residence as she kept coming home. And so she was allowed to run for Congresswoman of Leyte in 1995. Many lawyers say it's the same case with Poe, but the likes of pro-Binay Harry Roque point out, Imelda never became an American citizen or even applied to be a U.S. resident, so the facts are different. Politics blends into the legal nitpicking as critics accuse Poe of citizenship by convenience and lack of patriotism. She cleverly turns this to her favor by appealing to overseas Filipino workers who seek a better life for their families but still love their country. To sit on the Iron Throne, the small council or the Supreme Court must rule on Her Grace's residency. The next mystery, is Grace Poe the secret child of a former ruler?